All right, welcome back to the Onebar and Lupagus show. I'm Onebar with Lupagus. Vikings making a ton of free agent moves, which leads to another thing. There could be some Vikings on the OUST.
On the OUST, yeah, get rid of these guys. I mean, they're gonna be fighting
Okay,
and scrapping
easy.
for their jobs with the competition that's been brought in. These guys may be on their way out of Minnesota. Before we get in that, be sure to subscribe to the channel. Remember, this video is brought to you by Happy Nuts. There'll be links in the description so you get some fantastic body washes, refresher sprays, even the anti-chafing stick like this before you go on a run. Keep those balls feeling fresh and smelling good with Happy Nuts.
All right, absolutely. So I don't know if it necessarily mean we want these guys gone or whatever, but the moves that we made and what these guys that we're going to talk about have brought to the table is definitely worth the discussion.
Yeah, we're not a vindictive group here. We want to wish everybody the best, but sometimes you got to face the facts. These guys are going to be really having to show out in camp to earn their spot on the team.
Well, let's start with an easy one, and that's the man down in the left-hand corner. That's Brian Asamoah. So we bring in Jiren Hill, Blake Cashman. We got Ivan Pace, who stepped up last year. And Brian Asamoah had 0 starts, 7 tackles, played in 13 games, and never really even got a sniff of the field.
Yeah, wasn't he like hurt in camp? So he fell way behind. Ivan Pace Jr. quickly surpassed him on the depth chart. And this is a guy we've all been waiting to break out. It hasn't happened now. And now it's to the point where, like you said, with the guys the Vikings brought in, he's going to be scrapping for a roster spot. I don't really remember the Vikings really suiting up more than 3 linebackers on a game day anyway. Asamoah's got a lot. He's really got to step it up. I'm actually already just figuring he's off the team, to be honest with you.
I think everybody would be surprised if he does make the team. The only way I could see him making it right now is for some reason all of a sudden he becomes a special teams god out there because I don't see him seeing the field because Jiren Hill is going to see the field before him. We want him to see the field before him. So, yeah, Brian Asamoah.
Maybe Asamoah.
I had high hopes for him.
Gone.
Very high hopes for him.
Yeah, for sure.
Let's talk to Caleb Evans. Let's go to the secondary. What are you thinking? We brought in Shaq Griffin.
We did bring in Shaq Griffin, and then Evans was, Jay Will was playing ahead of him at the end of the season last year. Andrew Booth Jr. was playing ahead of him. This was a guy who, he was benched for play not once, but twice. So, and even the first time, Flores kind of made an excuse. He said, yeah, we all have our bad games, but then it happened again. So I don't know if his confidence got shattered, if he doesn't understand what he's doing in the defense. Whatever it is, Caleb Evans, he may be the odd man out if they have to cut one of these corners who are currently on the Vikings.
I think he was damn near on the odd man out before we signed Shaq Griffin. I mean, we could still very well add a corner in the draft. The big thing with the Caleb Evans is at times it's like more of like an effort thing. It's like it didn't even seem like he wanted to be out there, which is like worse than even having a bad play. It was tough to watch. And he started 15 games last year. He was a huge part of this defense, but bad stuff.
Yeah, I mean, his guy's just running wide open across the field, and it's like, what the hell are you doing?
He's hot and cold because he will make a good play and also have a good game, but then he's just like has 3 bad games. And the fact that he got benched twice in 1 year, it's like he's just a guy that might just need a new start somewhere. He's not a horrible football player.
No, I think it's a confidence issue, but who knows? I hope he was hurt too. I hope those are all factored into it, but. Yeah, he's going to be really clawing to make this 53 next year.
Who else we got?
Who else? Let's go with the quarterback, Jiren Hall. This is all under the assumption we do trade up and draft our future quarterback in the top 5, whether that is Drake May or J.J. McCarthy. You got Sam Darnold here, and then you got Big Dick Nick Mullins, who's also currently on the roster. Jiren Hall could be your 4th quarterback entering camp, assuming we do keep Mullins. And I don't really know if there's a spot for him on this team, and the Vikings, are they going to really want to invest and continue to develop him when they got to really focus on getting that number 1 pick ready to go?
Yeah, I mean, there was just seeing some comments. I don't know who said it, but basically they're kind of grooming him just to be like a long-term potential backup, which is never a good sign if they're already saying that. And you know what? I've said it multiple times. I'm still on. I don't think Nick Mullins is on the team, but I still don't think Jiren Hall. Honestly, I don't even care. I don't even want to talk about it.
Wow.
I'm so over Jiren Hall. They're starting to talk with these draft prospects that are late round quarterback options or potential undrafted free agent options. It's almost like they're sniffing around, but we do need somebody on the practice squad. And Jiren Hall practice squad, sure. But he was like the 12th, 13th quarterback taken.
It was something like that. And then maybe it wasn't that far. Not many drafts.
I think it was.
I don't know. We'll have to check. But yeah, I mean, I don't think if he doesn't make the roster, I don't think a lot of teams are going to be trying to claim him. I think he'll clear waivers and he can put him in the practice squad and let him be your practice quarterback.
Yeah, I mean, like the fact that I say I just don't really care is like we're going to get our new rookie quarterback. We have Sam Darnold. It's just I don't care.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen what he did. Shame on him for how he played.
Small sample. I'm not saying Jiren Hall's not. I mean, he's clearly has a long way to go and he can get there. But like we have bigger issues than a.
Well, and for him being a long-term backup, that can be a very lucrative career. I mean, look at Chase Daniel. Look at some of these guys, Ryan Fitzpatrick, who've hung around the league as backup. So I mean, it could be a good move for him. Not really a good move for the Vikings.
Yes. Let's talk. We got to bring up Lewis Cine.
Yeah.
Lewis Cine. Harrison Smith comes back. Jay Ward, the 4th rounder last year. Theo Jackson, a guy who stepped up, and then obviously Cam Bynum. So Lewis Cine is currently the 5th safety on the roster, and he has 1 career tackle.
1 career tackle, and the news breaking last week that he's having trouble picking up the playbook, which is very, very disheartening. Yeah, the Vikings may just have to come to terms that, their first ever pick in this new regime is a huge bust in Lewis Cine. And I didn't see this one coming. I don't know how you felt about it. He seemed like he was a smart, intelligent football player, a guy who could, do a lot of things. And he was one of the guys I really liked going in that draft. And now he just can't do it. And I know the broken leg didn't help, but shit, I mean, come on. If you can't pick up the playbook, if you can't, you're a first-round pick, and if Theo Johnson's ahead of you in the depth chart, come on, that's not good.
Yeah, I mean, you got to give Theo Jackson some.
I said Johnson.
Respect here. All right, Theo Johnson is a tight end from Penn State.
I've been thinking draft.
Lewis Cine, this, and I said it on the live. I think like he's had the most time to practice the playbook, to look at film. He doesn't play. He's been injured. He should know this thing better than anybody. So that's
it did change. That first year was a different coordinator. So I mean,
whatever. He doesn't play. He has enough time to look at it. And when we drafted him, it's like, you know what, this is where you're supposed to go. Hell yeah, good value, whatever. And it just didn't happen. And they do need to move on from him. They just have to move on.
The question, can they? Like, can they admit their mistake? This is the year the Vikings will have to, Kwesi and KLC will have to admit their mistakes on these draft picks, because you can't keep these guys around just because you drafted them high.
I don't think they're gonna have an issue with that. I mean, I don't think they've done it yet. Like, just keep these guys. I mean, Lewis Cine, 2 years, 1st-round pick. They're not going to get rid of him after 1.
But I mean, this is the year now. He's year 3,
yeah.
And these guys haven't done shit. So you have to drop the axe at some point, and I think it's going to happen.
I don't get the feeling whatsoever that these guys are going to be stubborn. Like Zimmer was stubborn as far as keeping guys. We got one more. Let's go. Andre Carter, the undrafted free agent last year. We bring in Ward, obviously Van Ginkel, Grenard. We're very set at the edge position. We have Patrick Jones and Carter, the undrafted free agent who they loved last year and stuck around. He's at the back end of the depth chart.
Yeah, and he never really showed us much. I mean, he played sparingly here and there. I never really saw some plays from him, any real sign that thought, okay, this guy's got something. And I know he was super raw. And that's I think the reason why they kept him on the 53, so nobody would snipe him. I'm sure they're still very high on him. But I do think he has to start showing something, and he has to like beat out a guy like Jones or even Ward in camp if he's going to make this team. Because I don't know, he's got the intangibles, size and just an ungodly length, but he's got to start showing something here.
Yeah, and the argument is, oh, they paid this guy, whatever, blah, blah, blah. I mean, we do that every year. We always bring in some guy and overpay, like a practice squatter. And when is it panned out? I think we did that with like Jake Browning. We did that with who was another quarterback, I think. Anyways, a running back. I can't remember. You see it every year where it's like, oh, the Vikings outbid to get this undrafted free. That means nothing. It's like pennies. So he needs to show it on the field.
He does, and I don't remember a single play where I thought, okay, this guy's got something. Did you? I mean,
he's got 2 more. He's got one more tackle than Lewis Cine in his whole damn career. Andre Carter's got 2 tackles, baby.
He probably knows the safety positions, what they're supposed to do, and plays better than Lewis Cine too. He's out there coaching Lewis Cine, telling him where to go.
Hope Lewis shocks the world this year and just comes out and balls out. We will see. Those are 5 guys that we think might be on the OUST in Minnesota. Let us know who you think might be.
Yep. Don't forget #HappyNuts to get a chance in the drawing end of the month. And also remember this: octopuses will eat their arms. They're so damn hungry.